Sports Traders senior slow-pitch softball team. In 1998, the Sports Traders seniors slow-pitch softball team was formed to compete in high-level activity in the seniors slow-pitch competitions. They were sponsored by Gord Sandow, Sports Traders owner. Throughout their years as a team, Sports Traders was known across Western Canada as a formidable opponent in the senior slow pitch tournaments they participated in throughout the province of Manitoba. The team had many successes from 1998 through 2008, winning and then representing Manitoba at many Western Canadian championships, as well as national and 5 international competitions. From 1999 to 2002, the Sports Traders were the Canadian Polar Bear champions in the 55-plus category, and in 2003, they became the first Manitoba slow pitch team to win the Slow Pitch Nationals 55-plus senior softball tournament. That same year, in 2003, the Sports Traders won the Polar Bear qualifier tournament and went on to the AA category gold medal at the World Championships. In 2004 and 2005, the team won the gold medal at the Seniors 55-plus Western Canadian Championships. And in 2007, while competing at the Slow Pitch National Championships in Surrey, BC, they won the gold medal in the 60-plus category. Once again, in 2005, they won the Polar Bear qualifier tournament and went on to finish 4th at the World 55-plus tournament in Phoenix, Arizona. Sports Traders senior slow pitch softball team is inducted into the Manitoba Softball Hall of Fame in the team category.
Gentlemen. God, I can sit. Look at this. Get your hands off me. Come on, Woody. Come on, Woody. Can we ever collide in first base? No. No. There we go. Who's going to take me on? Patty. There you go, Patty. Thank you. You're welcome. You're holding this on. Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank the Board of Directors and the Selection Committee. We appreciate all the work they do, and we're very honored to receive this award. And I think what we've heard everybody say, they had a lot of fun. And we're no different. We had a lot of fun. We traveled well, we played well, we played well up to the game. We were very competitive, and we wanted to win. We've been told that we were only allowed a certain few minutes, so we had to really be careful because the committee was worried that, at this time of the evening, it would be way past the bedtime of all the Colonel's players, so. And, it didn't help any matters. I mean, the Colonels got here, I was talking to the staff, they started drinking as soon as they got here. They drank all the stuff they brought. They bought a bunch of stuff from the hotel, and as a result, the hotel, and the first time in the history of the hotel, they're out of prune juice. I was born in Brandon, so it's always fun for me to come back and visit my old neighborhood. Brings back a lot of great memories. Most of our players come from small Manitoba towns. Very few come from the city, all over the province. When I was young, my brother and a bunch of guys started the Brandon Coal Reefs, and I was the first bat boy. So I learned right away what a good team was and how they performed. These guys were awesome. Unfortunately, as time goes by, we lose players, and we've lost 4 players out of our family, and I'll tell you who they are. First one is Bob Heckel, and tonight at our table we were very fortunate to have his 2 daughters sitting with us. I'd never met them before, and so it was our pleasure to sit with them and talk to them, and they have a great sense of humor just like their father did. Ivan Sinishin, Gord Polaris, and Ron Taylor are also missing. We traveled all over North America. We enjoyed every second of it. We got memories that live forever. It's just unbelievable. We were in Las Vegas playing, and some of the players drove home, some of them flew home. I was flying home later that morning, and Whitey was flying home earlier, and I turned the TV on, and all of a sudden I see these planes flying into the World Trade Center. So Whitey got stuck in Chicago, ended up on the street corner at night waiting for a bus to Fargo, because you couldn't get anywhere. And the police come and picked him and pulled up and said, this is unsafe, you're coming back, and he ended up sleeping in the police department. I spent a week in Las Vegas, extra. And, you know, in Gander, when all the planes landed, the people took them in and took care of them. Well, in Las Vegas, they raised the room rates. A little different out there, okay? I could talk for hours about what happened on the field. I mean, we all do. All these players here, the room is full of awesome players. I've known them for all my life. I saw the Colonels play when I was a kid, and they were awesome. So I admired them all. So it's really an honor to be here, and an honor to take part in this evening. One of the most important things about our team was our wives. They traveled with us. They took care of us. They listened to us bitch about every little thing that went wrong, why we weren't hitting better, or why we weren't in the lineup in certain places. And you know, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. And I felt that all the way along. They come with us on our last trip. This is our last trip as sports traders, coming to Brandon. We won't be traveling again, I don't think. We prided ourselves on defense. We were a pretty good defensive team. I mean, you see who's on first. I don't know who's on second. Well, on first was Shakespeare. On second was Shakespeare. On short was Shakespeare. We all were Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. Because we made plays. And we made lots of plays, okay? We didn't just make one play. We made a lot of plays. And, you know, I mean, things change over time, you know, things evolve. And somebody mentioned Dave Shayak, and, you know, I have to tell you a story about Dave. You know, he was always the athlete of the family, and Jean was sort of, you know, one of the wives. Well, they go to Arizona, and a lot of our players are in Arizona playing in the winter time. It's like heaven on earth for slow-pitch players. Anyways, Dave is there, and he's playing ball, and then Jean's playing pickleball, she's playing golf, she's playing tennis, and kaboom, somebody phones up and says, I want to speak to the athlete of the family, and Dave says, hey, Jean, it's for you. And then, you know, Jean, she's out there this winter playing pickleball at a high grade, and she bangs up and breaks her arm. Dave broke his arm falling off his bicycle. You know, it's tough, eh, Dave? I remember that. Anyways, I'm going to tell you about Ron Westcott. He's going to speak a bit more. I'm going to tell you one thing about Ron, the pride of Douglas, Manitoba, little town out here. His mother lives in Brandon, Mime, okay? She is the oldest person in Manitoba. She's 111 years old. Yeah. And she really wanted to be here tonight, you know, and see her son, but she was out at the casino all afternoon, and they're out partying tonight, so she couldn't make it. You know, she's disappointed. Anyway, I'll let you listen to Ron, and you know, what I said was interesting, but this guy can talk, okay? So, and we're going to take up, Gary didn't talk very long, we're going to take over his time.
Thanks, Patty. Yeah, Mom's okay. You know, she should have been here tonight, but yeah, she was at the casino during the day, but she plays poker at night. So she'd rather play poker than watch me get this award. But now that I am an umpire, I can't help say this. You know, when you don't hear or see umpires, you know they're doing a good job? Well, there was a whole table full of them over there tonight, you know, to support Charlie, Jim, so on. As soon as I came up on the stage, they all left. Except, you know, yeah, except for one. And Bruce Lupke does a lot for softball, and the only reason he's here is he lives in Brandon. But I think we should give the umpires a hand, because you know what? Without umpires, we wouldn't have fast balls. So, sports traders, this is amazing. You know, on behalf of my teammates, we would like to acknowledge Patty's dedication and contribution to senior slow pitch in Manitoba. He was our leader on and off the field, and he convinced us that we could play against the very best in the senior category. So from 2000 to 2008, we played in championships from coast to coast in Canada, to Phoenix, to Las Vegas. The only thing that Patty didn't do was pay our way. So it actually cost me a small fortune to follow his dream. You know, we would have spent the money anyway because it gave us a chance to play the game we loved at the very highest level. And it was like a holiday because, as Patty said, most of the times we took our wives, partners, families, and so after the games finished for the day, we would party. And that's when Lise would take over. Lise Lacombe was Patty's partner, and she was the life of every party we were at. She made sure, whether we were sitting around the pool or cramped into a hotel room, dissecting the game, she made sure we had a good time. And from there, it went into reminiscing about those remember when stories. I don't know how many times I told the boys of when I took McWillie deep. I know some of the colonels remember that, right?
Whitey, I was there.
Yeah, Rick was there, see? And the story got better every year.
You did it twice, Whitey.
Yeah. But, you know, when the women got tired of us talking ball, that's when Lise would bring out the spoons. She can make her spoons sound like a rock band. And, you know, those memories will last a lifetime. And as Patty said, we've lost some members of our team, but we've also lost members of our sports traders family. And I think we've had now 4 of family members lost. Pat Mackenzie, Chris Sinishin, Dorothy Durkach, I'm missing one. So anyway, a big part of this honor tonight goes to those special ladies. Patty, do I have any more time?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care if you say it, I'm going to say this. You know, there's people out there, some here tonight, I believe, that don't believe Slo-Pitch Team should be inducted into the Softball Hall of Fame. And I know some of them think, okay, yeah, it's glorified T-ball, it's beer league ball, but no, it was much more than that. And I think if those people had watched this play and saw the talented teams we had to beat to win championships at the Western, the Canadian, the world level, I think many of them would change their mind. And what Patty did to form our team, he went out and recruited players that still wanted to play the game, even though they might have lost a step or two. He recruited from the elite Winnipeg Colonels team, guys like Dave Shayak, Ron Taves, Lloyd Penner, Ronnie Taylor, Buzz Lamont, as an example. He picked players from our Manitoba Masters gold medal team, like Lawrence Sinishin, Dave Bosch, hardball players like Marvin Kayer and Elgin Graminski. And as well, he went to the existing senior slow pitch players who were stars in their team, like Bob Heckel. We had like several players from that level that really were stars that formed our team. And I think Patty picked them not just because they were skilled players on the field, but they also played the game the right way. They were real sportsmen. They respected their players, the opposition, the game itself, all the values that the Hall of Fame is built on. So I think there's no other reason just to kind of talk about our team than the Worlds in 2003. We were in a 9-team division. They had 4 of the regional championship teams from the States. They were Denver, El Paso, Texas, Atlanta, Minneapolis, and we lost a tough game early to Atlanta. And in our huddle after, Patty convinced us that you know, we deserve to be there, and we just have to take one at bat, one run, make one play, and we'd be fine. So we scratched our way to the final, and now we're playing Atlanta again, who just killed us, and now we have to beat them twice. And this is such a good story. Do you want to hear the end of it? Anyway, so in the first game, Atlanta had beaten us badly, and so before the game in the warm-up, they're laughing, joking. I think they thought the only sport the Canadians can play is hockey. Anyway, we played great defense. We kept the game close and managed to squeak out a one-run victory. So now, about half an hour later, we're playing them in the championship game. This time, they're totally serious. So serious, they were knelt in a big circle in front of their dugout and prayed. Now, little did they know I was also praying. Because I was a Sports Traders pitcher, and these good American teams would hit these rockets up the middle because they knew if they could get it by the pitcher, it was a sure base hit. So I was praying that they wouldn't kill me. But once again, we kept the game close. We're tied in the last inning, and we had lost the bat. I think we won the flip. So they load the bases with none out. I could not believe they were hitting my knuckleball. But anyway, they did. So they hit this screamer to third where Lawrence Initian picks it up, throws home to Gordy Polarized. He turns, guns to Shayak at first. He makes a big stretch, gets a double play. The next guy hits a screamer into the gap in left center field, and Marvin Kayer, our defensive specialist, makes an outstanding catch. The rally's over. So now we just need one run to win the championship. And so Dave Shayak, who was a real singles hitter for us, got on base. We put in Ronnie Taylor to run. Some of you remember Ronnie from the Western Major Leagues. He was a speedster, but quite short, and he was always a little stocky, but when he came to play with us, he was basically fat. But he could still run. And so the next batter hit a routine fly ball to the field, and the fielder for sure didn't think he'd be going, but he tagged up and on a close play at second made it. But that just shows how he was a smart ball player. We got one or two more on, and now Ronnie Taves is up. 2 out, first base is open for a chance to win the championship. Now Ron, I'm not sure if you guys know this, Ronnie Taves is an 11-time Hall of Fame player. 11 times. 7 softball, 4 baseball. Stand up, Ronnie. Like, I think it's amazing. Anyway, they didn't want to pitch to Ronnie. I wasn't up next, okay, but anyway. Marvin Kayer, our defensive specialist, not a big hitter in our team, but a great player. With the bases loaded, 2 out, he gets the winning hit, and we celebrated like we were little league players. But I think we celebrated probably even more so because at our age, you never know when it's going to be your last game. So, don't you deserve, we deserve to be in this Hall of Fame? Do you agree? Yeah. But seriously, each and every one of us are honored with this nomination, and so thank you very much.